What's good? What's good? What's good, guys? Man, this your boy, the Designer Kid, back with you guys with another video. Man, I can say it has been a long time, but we are here. We've been grinding, man, trying to get to it. Um, I kind of dreaded making this video for a long time, honestly, because for one, I just really didn't know what to talk about and how to come with being gone for so long. And what's crazy is I pulled up my channel and I looked at my last video, recentering within your journey where I am currently. And that's a great topic for a comeback video. So we're gonna do that part two on this video. I want to update you guys on a little progress that I've made and the reason why I have been MIA. This channel is really not for the public, honestly. It is public. You can pull it up and just search it. But the reason for me making this channel wasn't for me getting a whole lot of viewers or just getting crazy. You know what I mean? It wasn't for that. The whole reason for this channel is just to document a certain period of my life. Maybe my son want to go back and look at some stuff that I was going through or my point of view on certain things, and he can go and reference this channel, and that's what it is. And so if I fall off, in MIA for 3-4 months, that is by design. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, we're not folding in on the journey. We're not giving in on anything that we said that we were set out to do. We are standing firm 1000%, and that's just how it is. And that's how I'm rocking, and that's how I'm going to continue to rock. So sometimes I go MIA. That is much needed. I'm sure you all would agree. There is a lot going on in this world, and sometimes you have to disconnect. Sometimes you have to go silent, and that's just my therapy. I love it. It gives me time to put things to perspective. It gives me great clarity. I'm able to just sit back and just really process things. So if you ain't heard from me in 2 or 3 months, that's why. Another thing, um, I I'm constantly thinking of new things to do, different paths to go down, um, different points of view. So I'm always cooking. Like, I'm literally always cooking up ideas, something. Like, I've always been like that. And one thing that I can't say I don't like about myself, but one thing that I tend to do is if I start something, timing is, let me go back and say, timing is just everything for me. So if I were to start something and, like, at the time I started, I felt really great about it. You know what I mean? And, like, a lot of things, once you get to doing it, for a couple months, it just becomes oversaturated. That's how fast just people catch on. And it's like a lot of ideas that I had for content or different channels and stuff like that. Um, it's like I just didn't catch it at the right time, and I'm just that type of person. I never want to follow other people, like, honestly. And I know that sounds ooh or whatever, but I'm just like that. I'm always gonna go my other way. Like, if I see 99 people out of 100 doing one thing, I am going to lean towards that 1%, and try to find the reason why this legitimate. And it's like, once I see everybody doing one thing, I automatically pull back. And I wanted this channel maybe to be something else at the beginning, but certain subjects that I kind of wanted to cook in and give my point of view on, I just don't want to do that. I feel like everybody's opinion is not for the internet. Like, so I'm only going to give my opinion on certain things. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I had to kind of scale back and have a different course for the videos that I was making on this channel. So sometimes I have to take a step back 2 or 3 months just to recalibrate. As you guys know, I am and on the roadway to learning this tech stuff, and we're not just at the entry level, guys. Like I'm doing fucking like very complex stuff dealing with this computer and stuff. And honestly, I feel like it's really some geek shit because people don't tell you when you get deep in the tech, all the graphics is out. There's no video. There's no pictures. Like most of the hardcore, like real stuff that you're doing with tech is literally in the terminal, which is boring as hell. So like it just takes a whole nother level of focus, and you just really have to love this type of stuff to follow down this path. And moving forward, I will document more in depth on the different things that I am doing. I plan on every weekend, which I am at my workstation every single weekend going in, but every weekend I'm going to document what I'm doing, no matter if I'm just, I'm just going to do that. So for the future, we're going to give a little bit more context in where we're at in dealing with tech and how we're maneuvering. Because one thing they don't tell you, like I don't have any mentors in tech. I mean, I do have people that I follow, dealing with other things, dealing with life and stuff like that. But with tech, I have people that I do learn from and stuff. And it's kind of weird with tech. It's like not only do you have to learn, but you kind of need to know the pathway that you want to take. And it's like, yeah, it could be a bit much. Um, so I'm just kind of all the things that I've learned and all the knowledge that I gained over the years had literally been through um, my curriculum, like basically, like some things, a lot of things that I hear about or see books on dealing with tech. I may not pick it up right now because it's not time for me to get to that. I'm kind of like that. So like I've kind of like created my own roadmap into learning these things in hopes to it lands me exactly where I want to be in the future. And another thing that I was checking out the video that I'm doing as a recap, which is my last video. When I say getting into tech, at this point in my life, like I'm thinking ownership, I'm thinking boss, like I'm thinking founder type stuff. So, not saying that I wouldn't take a great job into tech. Um, I would be more so geared to learning these things, maybe taking a job to kind of stamp in um, that skill and just try to work on my own project away from on the side, and in hopes to where I can build it to a successful business and ultimately sell it. But so I'm not just trying to get these certifications just to go and um get hired as a help desk making 50,000. No, I'm not going to do that because honestly, like I have more leeway to make like more than that. What I'm doing now, like doing what I'm doing now on the side, there is no cap, to the money that I can make, and I like it like that. I don't want to sign and commit to a job, where there's a cap on it. Like, and I was telling myself like the job that I'm working now is my last job. Everything that I'm working on right now and for the probably next couple years is preparing me for entrepreneurship, ownership in the future. Like this is the last job. Like so that's why I'm going so hard, dedicating so much of my time and resources and energy into learning this stuff because I want to learn this stuff, maybe link with positive people to where we can work on our own project and we can make a shitload of money and do it all over again. Cause it just don't start with making a shitload of money, and that's another thing that I want to kind of cap. I am not doing anything for the money. Like, just be real. A lot of people that's another that's the masses. That's most majority of the people are moving with the money. I am going totally opposite. I honestly don't care about the money. I've literally anybody that knows me, I've literally been doing the same shit for years. Not exactly the same thing, but I've been in the learning process of doing this type of stuff for years. I have not really made significant money. Like I have profited now. One thing about it, once you invest in a great computer like the MacBook that I just bought last year, probably had it 6 months now. I spent $1,000 on it. Great investment. That thousand over the next 5 years, which I probably be using the same laptop for another 5 years, I would have been triple my money off that. So I'm always going to invest in things like this. So like all of this stuff, besides that, I have made a profit off of the things. And if you look around, I have nothing but equipment in my setup. Vinyl cutter, a lot of stuff cut here. That's the printer that I'm doing all my artwork on and stuff. Other computers and stuff we working on building. But um I've been investing in myself for so long, for so long. When I was doing this maybe 10 years ago, the thing that I slipped up with is I always stopped because I was juggling. I wasn't working in, so I was just, I was breaking the law. I was, selling drugs and stuff. So trying to do that and trying to learn all this stuff, I could never get at a place mentally where I was just not in. I don't know what you would call the drug dealer like life. It's not survival mode, but I just say easy mode. Like I could never get out the easy mode to where I could just put my all and stuff into learning this stuff because I used to have to watch out for this and be on point about this and be on point about that. So once I changed my life and I got everything situated to where I'm law abiding citizen, I'm a working man. Then I had to clear my life as far as what was around me, like friends and loved ones and stuff, and get in a space where I could really be at peace, loving myself, happy with myself, um, doing the right thing, not just goddamn laying with anybody or not whacking off on no porn type shit. Literally like being, a whole honorable man type stuff. Now I'm able to really deep dive and focus on these things, which I have been strongly, I say, for about 2.5 years now, or whatever. But like I said before then, I had equipment, I had things going. I had a MacBook at one point in time years ago, camera. Before people was really just fucking off, I was, doing little videos here and there. And it's like the life that I had on the other side of that wouldn't allow me to really be in a place where I could just really do this freely without looking over my shoulder and who pulling up type shit. You know what I mean? It's just I can't learn fucking coding or network engineer fucking you know what I mean, looking over my shoulders, looking for sales and shit like that. So I had to switch a lot of stuff up just to get on this path that I'm on now. And like you just, and I don't think a lot of people really just up on it. Like I've and I don't regret none of it either. It happened. I don't like to say regret. They were just bad choices, and I know where I went wrong. So like now moving forward, like this, I mean, this is up. Like this all I'm on is this shit right here. Like I have no desire doing anything else. This and my journey and my business and better relationship with my son, and just overall positivity. So that's where I'm at. That's why we've been MIA. Been thinking of new ideas and stuff to try to implement moving forward. And I just wanted to record this video, man. I was looking at my channel. I'm like, man, I ain't made a video in like 3 months. I mean, literally, it really literally takes nothing to make a video. But, with the times that we in now, sometimes you got to step back and just take everything in. Like, and not just necessarily because you got, you off, not aligned. It's just, you know, you want to make sure you plant it firm in that soil, man. Like, man, one thing about it, man, that I realized, and the more I realize, as much as I love this stuff, I grew up in the digital, the beginning of the internet. I was born in '81. When I was middle school and stuff, computers just came out, like, and it took my fascination, like, from that point. Like, when I was growing up, we didn't get a computer till years later. But before then, I just used to read books on it, and my auntie would take us to the library like every day during the week, and that's all I would do. So I automatically fell in love with the fascination of being online, computers, how they work, how you could use them to talk and pull up information. I've always been a big advocate of that. But like now we're in the age of that's not good for you because it's not the same internet. It is not the same internet it was when I was in high school. It's just not. Like now you log on and everything is pulling at you. Sometimes I log on, I'm getting emails in about this, I'm getting emails in about that. And it's not even places that I care to even spend my money at. It's just that digital footprint. Everybody wants your energy. And they still haven't really did the research on what all this technology actually does to us, like our bodies, our brains and stuff like that. But it's like recently with everything that's going on, if you get in that phone and you scrolling, just doom scrolling, like it just has a hold on you. And sometimes, if I've been productive, even I would get, I mean, I'm gonna just sit back and rest. That's how I justify it. I need to rest. I'm tired anyway. I'm gonna just get on the couch and I'm just gonna scroll through videos and stuff. But after doing that, it is so hard to break that. Like, and even I'm guilty of that. Like one of the most, and I'm not gonna say most, but one of are really conscious when you talk about like digital and online and just stuff like that. Like even I get caught up in it to where it's hard for me to pull up out that phone when I done start scrolling and I run across a video that made me feel happy, and then I have to flip through a couple more to find another one that kind of gives me the charge and stuff like that. And before you know it, it's 4 or 5 hours you just sitting and scrolling. Like, and you really have to just take a hold and get a grasp on it and just pull yourself out of it. Like I fight with myself all the time because it is so convenient to come in, eat, and grab their phone and just go sit on the couch. It is freaking so convenient to do that. And I'm just having to just find ways to just break out of that, you know. And so yeah, so like, and even like I like to watch a lot of streamers. I got a couple streamers that I follow here and there and stuff. And even with that, you know, the trick that they trick you with, what they trick me with, is I get on YouTube or Twitch to maybe like game development. That's something that I'm want to get into later on too, is developing games and stuff like that. And so you would get on these channels and stuff for software development and game development and stuff, and sitting watching, you know, trying to get game and stuff, or trying to learn, you know what I mean? And you get caught up in watching a video so long to where you just watching other people do stuff. Like you never really do anything. And then the phone is so messed up, it gives you that satisfaction by you watching the video and you watched it thoroughly. It gives you a false sense of satisfaction, like you've actually done something. And you haven't. You just got some knowledge on something, but you haven't actually done it. And you gotta watch that, because you would sit there and even a person that's actually going to the internet to grab some information to take it in, you'll end up watching 3, 4 videos, just 2, 3 hours, and you ain't did shit but watched another man do some shit. You know what I mean? You watched another man game for 2 hours. You know what I mean? And it's just a waste of time, in my opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. It's kind of what, like, why I started watching sports. Like I think it was last year, the year before last. Man, I watched every NFL game that came on. You know, I was putting picks in on the weekend, and me putting the picks in would justify me sitting back and watching football all weekend. So I sit back and watch, and didn't never won. Sit back and watch football all weekend, and it's like I had to start thinking. I'm like, man, you know what? You know what I could have done that weekend instead of watching football. I don't think people realize that, especially men, man. There is no reason why a grown ass man should sit and watch football all weekend. That's crazy. That's just my opinion. And for me personally, I had to cut it out. So even if I'm not necessarily being productive, I'm not just throwing away my time. You know what I mean? I'm not just throwing away my time. And that's one thing. And I was watching a video yesterday. A guy mentioned this. He said, I am brutal about my time. And I am. And I don't know what got me like that. I just do not like to waste time. Like, I was still linked with people here and there from my old world. And the way they move and the sense of urgency just doesn't align with how I am. And it just irks me that a person would take a half a day to complete 2 moves. Like me, on the other hand, I get up the first thing on my mind is the 2 or 3 moves that I'm going to make all day. And how can I get them done as early as possible so I can maximize the rest of the time doing something else? That's just how I've been rocking. And other people don't move like that. So um that's why I really had to pull myself back and just totally create my own world, and just and create my own lane in that world, and literally make my own speed limit, and I ride like that. Like, I'm not speed, I'm not going slow, and then I'm just doing me. You know what I mean? I'm to the 1,000% on my time, on my energy, all that. And it's just how it's going. So I know I got into a little bit of rant there, but I feel like it's much needed. So yeah, man, I've been kind of trying to, pull back, really make sure I'm planting in the ground, and just focus, man, because it's very easy to get off track these days, man. I get online and goddamn pull up some videos to learn about Kubernetes, and all I see is booty everywhere. It's just, you know what I mean? It's crazy. So sometimes I just take a step back, recalibrate. I've never stopped working. I'm always working behind the scenes, doing some things, and then I'll pop back. But my plan is, to catch y'all up to speed. My plan is to just start uploading videos on a regular, like no matter um, no matter how I feel. Only thing about that is I don't want to upload videos that's just all over the place. I want to kind of keep this thing tech, digital related, because that is literally the age that we're in right now as far as society, the United States. Like a lot of stuff that's going on in the news and around the world is tied to, the internet and, you know, digital, especially when the currency flip. Like, so I want to keep, if something is on my channel, it is something related to, you know, computers, um, digital privacy, online things like that. So I don't really want to kind of go off subject when it comes to that. I still do my designing, screen print, and stuff like that, which it still falls up under all things digital. But yeah, so that's where I've been. That's what I've been having going on. Uh, Felt real good to get this video out, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you guys again. Peace.